Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. I'm your host, Colors Fade. It's episode 50. We get the Herokis Rim Station here that we can go after. I'm still hopeful that they're going to release a patch before I get to that point so we can do it as actual combat. So we're going to try to do the rest of this stuff before we go. This is the outpost in need of help. That's going to be a rumor. What is it? Outpost in need of help. An outpost in the Forgotten Twins is in need of resources. Provisions. Oh, okay. Alright, what do we have for contracts? Weapons for mobile extractiums. We'll do that. We want a few more of those. Profit factor we're not giving away. People we don't have enough of. Unquenchable grade we do have people for provisions. How many provisions do we have though? Provisions are over here. They're 14. That's good. So we could go do this. We could see what this is about and what the reward for that might be. This is also Eye of the Magnetic Storm. Voyage of the Kazbalikan ship. We should probably go check that out. So let's go to here. Colony Vibos 6 has become a new stage of development. Vibos. Lord Captain, the minds of Vibos 6 are once again in turmoil. When are they not in turmoil? At the depths of level MD Zeta 05, the Overseers have discovered a mountain of mutilated bodies, seemingly crushed by the millstones of the mining machines. All the dead are convicts. The Overseers believe that there is a cult of heretics operating in the ranks of prisoners offering human sacrifices. The prisoners themselves claim that this atrocity was committed on the order of the Warden to rid his prison of the more inconvenient inmates. The Warden tried to reason with the raging mob, but was mauled to death instead. That doesn't sound good. The Overseers have managed to isolate the rebels inside the mining facilities, but an assault would result in high losses of workforce. On the other hand, the prisoners are ready to lay down their weapons, cease the violence, and repent if the rogue trader would only demonstrate some compassion toward their plight, possibly by reforming some of the more severe punishments. So who did kill the people found in the mines? That remains to be established. The riot has complicated the investigation. Perhaps it was the work of the Warden after all, or perhaps there is a cell of the Cult of the Final Dawn operating among the prisoners. But the few pics of the corpses that the Overseers managed to take contain an oddity. If one were to use their imagination, they could see a certain pattern in the scattered bodies, one that is vaguely similar to one of these inconvenient prisoners had been drawing. I would also like to note that level MD Zeta/05 is part of the same tunnel system as the mysterious unmapped tunnel we discovered earlier. What do my officers and advisors think? What are my options here? Complacency +1 will lose efficiency. Scourge of Vibos, if we do that, what do we get for that? All allies gain +3 critical hit chance. Ooh, I like that. And this one, Keen Mind. All allies gain +3 dodge reduction. Okay, so what do my officers and advisors think? Shireen, if the governor and a pack of overseers cannot handle their duties, should they not take the place of the wards? And could there not be worthy administrators among those who oppose them? Those who could do better? That's interesting. We'll flip-flop. I don't care about the overseers, the convicts, or their problems. What bothers me is the dead bodies. Who left them? That is the important question. If the bodies haven't been destroyed yet, then we could conduct a certain kind of divination. The ritual is less than appetizing, but a psyker with a strong stomach could learn more about their deaths. The traces of death are like an open book to a disciple of the web. A skilled spinner can go to the mines and reveal what brought death to the convicts. So if we punish them, we get complacency and efficiency, and we get Mercy of the Fallen. The Rogue Trader gains +2 resolve. Ooh, I'm liking that one. You get Mercy of the Fallen, complacency, efficiency, yeah. So I get +2 resolve that way. Exterminate all the scoundrels will give you the Scourge. Adira, Keen Mind, and the Bloodspun Web will give us Dark Revelation. All allies gain plus Lore Xenos divided by 15% dodge. Okay, I know what I want then. This option seems like the best one here. We're going to get the most, and we're going to get +2 to our resolve. We're going to get complacency and efficiency. Yeah. Punish the whole prison administration system. Otherwise, you get complacency when efficiency minus 1. Yeah. Punish the whole prison administration and send them to the mines. Then select new administrators from the prison population. Jai Hidari. Good choice. I will also arrange for investigators from Dargonos to search the convicted officials' private quarters. The former overseers were sent to the mines, not all of them surviving even a single cycle in the company of their former wards. The most respected convicts among those who ended up on Vivo 6 for venial misdeeds such as family debts formed a new, more efficient administration. The rules of the mining facilities were relaxed to a degree. The overseers were strictly instructed not to use their shock batons during preventative beatings, only their fists and feet, and the cruel practice of decimation was replaced with humane deprivation of rations as punishment for not fulfilling the quota. The convicts rejoiced. The investigation did not yield anything to help identify the party behind the murders that had sparked the riot. Level MD Zeta/05 has been sealed. Okay. Well then, now we get this. We can do underground workers, which will give us plasteel for a mechanism. We could do warp guides, will just give us 2 security. Do that. I don't have to give anything up for that? Okay. Over here, my friends, warp travel. Warp travel up here, we have the Arbites. The Adeptus Arbites. They want to have a conversation with us, but I kind of want to go over here and see about this Aldari cache. This is what? Litoribum maledicta. Okay. Alright, I think I know what I want to do. I'm going to go over here and make this connection over here and do this, and we'll come back and do Adeptus Arbites on the next episode. So we're going to warp travel over here. There was a malfunction in the engineering chamber during the warp journey. The accelerator cogitator stopped obeying the tech priests, and for a few precious moments the ancient machines were left to their own devices. Crew managed to avoid serious breakdowns or accidents. Several acolytes of the cult Mechanicus were turned into servitors as penance, and the bosun gave out several triple watches to the voidsmen who dredged up the old rumors about the cursed ship. Shot to New Rat to get a point back. And we will visit this place. Pellium Solitus. Okay. Pellium Solitus. Do we have notes about you? If we do, it's not where I expect them to be. So, let's just see what we can find. There's a world here. And it's empty. Kind of like my pocket. There's this. After analyzing the auger data, the officers were surprised to discover that the planet was once covered with oceans. Long ago, an unknown cataclysm caused the seas to dry out and turn the world into a lifeless desert. The most amazing discovery of all was the skeletal remains of colossal oceanic organisms, some large enough to be seen from orbit. Life is fragile even for creatures this enormous. Yes, it is. Fun. Desert world added to the worlds of the expanse. This looks a little molten. Before you was a burning world, an inhospitable place at the mercy of perpetual inferno due to its suffocating atmosphere in close proximity to the system star. The firestorms on its surface never cease. What could the Kazbalaka be looking for in such a place? We will utilize the full capability of the augurs to locate something unusual on this planet. After many long hours spent analyzing the augur data, the tech priest noticed something unusual. A number of constructions of artificial origin can be detected under the planet's surface. They are too vast and peculiar to have been created by humans, but their geometric shapes and other properties clearly indicate they were put together by sentient beings of some kind. Unfortunately, there are traces of human activity next to the mysterious constructions. It looks like somebody found a way to land on the planet and set up an archaeological dig. These ancient monuments have been stripped of anything of value or interest, but other burning worlds may yield new discoveries. I see. Something buried underneath. The dwarves delved too greedily. Alright, not much going on there. Let's head on to the next place. Oops, let's see. So right there, we need to make a connection here. Warp travel. Let's do safety of yellow. Ships enforcers noticed officers about a strange insect creature appearing on the astropathic chamber deck. The entity was destroyed, but the incident was recalled a few days later when one of the astropaths lost his mind, shrieking about a splitting headache. The psyker perished shortly after, and the autopsy revealed the presence of countless bloated larvae consuming his brain. The corpse and the insects were safely disposed of. That doesn't sound very nice. Navigators in sight. Get a point. Come over here. Heinrich van Kalox. What do we have here? This is Litoraba Maledicta. Okay. So there should be 7 plasteel on one of these planets. We have a lot of plasteel, so I'm not in a hurry. Oh, but there's provisions here. There's only 2, though. Okay, and what is this? Wasteland Wayfarer. Okay. Let's do this. Oh, I know what this is. Okay, this is fun. We're finally going to get to see our new navigator. Let's see, what do we want? Idira, I don't think I want you. I want somebody who can shoot a long way, or I want Argenta. Probably somebody who can shoot a long way. Yep, I think that's going to be our best party here. Let's do this. And this is fun. The Wasteland Wayfarer. I like this a lot. This is a cute little encounter. Okay, my friends. Now let's make sure we have the most efficient equipment for all my people here. Because there's this, the Eldari long rifle, which is junk compared to what she has. So that can go to cargo. She's never going to use the Ashen Breath. These things she's never going to use. Okay. Although a chainsword, I don't think she's ever going to use, but worry about that later. What do you got here for Eldari Ranger armor? She's got the Witch armor. Cabalite armor. Eldari Ranger armor, there's a bunch of that. Reinforced Cabalite armor, this is also light. And base armor property, 15% dodge if the wearer's agility is more than 65. It's almost more than 65. So she's at 30% armor and 120% dodge. And that puts her at 40 in the same number. Great. And then rune armor. Reinforced incubus armor, but it's medium armor. Okay. And then what do we got for you? You have a free slot over here. Let's see what we can do about that. Because right now this gets her plus 15 bonus to perception, but a minus 5 to willpower. I don't care about that. Whenever the wearer kills a target with a single range attack for the first time in combat, the wearer immediately makes an additional attack. It only results in 1 additional attack per encounter. So that's not a huge deal. Increases the wearer's chance to hit targets at a range of 10 or further by 20%. Grants plus 10 bonus ballistic skill. Okay. I'd probably rather her have that. Let's do that. Bonus to corral. She doesn't need that. She doesn't need that. Whenever the wearer uses non-attacking consumable item. No. And then she's got everything else that we don't need. She doesn't have a cloak though. Whereas first melee attack cannot be dodged. Whereas incoming damage is reduced by 0 because it's based on what? Veil degradation. And where? Yeah, fellowship. So it doesn't matter. There's nothing else we can give her here. But we can give her possibly a grenade. She can use a med kit, can't she? Okay. I see. And then what she got? Movement points with slash we don't care about. Extra bonus. She's got one of these. What the hell? Let's give you another med kit in case you have to heal somebody. Alright, Jaya Hidari, you got all this stuff. You can't use med kits. You're good. Oh, but what can you use for... That's all you can use? Armored body glove? Okay. Oh, but you can use these things, although they're not gonna... What is this? This is the assault laser gun. Okay. Here's what we need to do is set her up with the ability to parry melee attacks if somebody's going to get close to her. So this adds 10 parry weapon skill. Exotic venom blade. That's so nice. Yeah, she's not really... I only want it for the parry skill, really, is what I want. And then I don't think she needs a dagger. I don't think these parry skills stack. So what's it say about her parry? That's dodge reduction. Her parry is 64. If you put another one in her hand, yeah, it doesn't stack. So there's really no reason for her to do that. This, having the bigger sword could be advantageous for her. Or is there a one-handed gun here that has a lot of heavy rate of fire that she could use? That's got 6. That's got 7. Shuriken pistol. Okay, we'll do this. Like that. We'll just try to keep that out just to add a little bit of defense for her. This character doesn't... That's a combat shotgun. We're going to get rid of that. They won't need that. Ever. She's got her 2 weapons here. What is this? Silent Verdict is still 17 to 20. The bioweapon dagger doesn't matter. This is 12 to 16, and this is 8 to 12 with the ability... If she's heretical, it restores wounds, and she's not heretical. Okay. And the only other choice would be to give her to the serrated greatsword, because this one doesn't do additional bleed damages. It says 17 to 20, and this does 14 to 20, and it does bleeding. For each stack of laceration, all attacks of this sword against the same target deal plus 10% damage. I am tempted to put that on her and see how she does if she wants to use that. That might be kind of cool. Pascal's got all his stuff, but does he have a better... Did we pick up a better plasma weapon? Because he's got this on the side axe. This one's 16 to 24, so it's not as good. And then he's got this, which is 15 to 29, and this one is 9 to... Yeah, not as good, so we can just cargo those... So he's set up, and then me. I've got my Ancient Force Sword and my Triumph of Retribution. Alright, I think we're good. I want to make sure everybody's got their grenades and stuff. Alright, let's go do this.
What a peculiar thing.
What did you see? Oh yeah. And now the door is closed, and you're trapped in here until it's over. So, that's the main thing.
Predictable.
You hear a strange sound that reminds you of dripping water and the clattering of something against sharp metal. So you want to kind of come through here.
You replaced your body with iron, but greed cannot be cured with cold metal. Stop looking at my gear with such avarice, monkey.
I have no intention of taking it, only of studying the unnatural perversions to which you have subjected the gift of technology.
Oh.
Perfection.
The ventilation system still works. There are strange gouges on the metal. They look like the claw marks of some great beast. Yeah, that's because they are. There's demolition here.
I always keep my options open.
We don't have a melted charge, though. So we gotta see if we can find one. Why don't we have a melted charge, I wonder? Here we go. It's a crazy person. The Vox cleric, hunched over the Vox caster, the hooded man mutters monotonously but emphatically into the machine as he rocks slightly to and fro. In the light of the distant stars, our emperor progenitor wanders wearily. With thoughts and visions of us, he sends us particles of his light. Though his body suffers, his mind lingers on us. Let us therefore nourish him with the light of our souls, with our prayers, with our faith. Excellent. A Voxcaster that works. Now we can let the planet know I have graced it with my presence. The man falls silent. After a pause he says, "We know you have come, afflicted ones." With a pale hand he throws back his hood. You see an ugly face. with a flat, wide nose, disproportionately large brow ridges, irisless eyes with enormous pupils, a wide toad-like mouth, and skin that transitions to purple scales at the cheekbones. Standing before you is an abominable subhuman, a mutant. Welcome to the abode of the Nourishers. 3 sorrowful phalanges point the way to the Emperor Progenitor. I am glad you have chosen ours. His features are strikingly similar to those of the mutant scum you destroyed in the dynastic crypt. This being's nature has strayed too far from mankind's blessed genome. The Creed sees no humanity in deviations like these, and so it commands that such creatures be exterminated without mercy. Abominations that looked exactly like you tried to take over my ship. I killed them all. The man does not look surprised. Though I had not known them before, the Emperor Progenitor brought me the echo of your deaths, their deaths, and an image, your image. But their deaths matter not, for you have answered the call. I am elated. Who are you? The man smiles the broadest smile his abominable mouth can produce. I am Lecocte, Clemevis of the Nourishers of the Afflicted. I am he who speaks to our progenitor. This ship belongs to me. I understand this to be a trap. Am I correct? Indeed, Afflicted One, you have nowhere to run. The mutant shrieks, grinning. May the grace of our progenitor be upon you. His words are piercing, becoming a shrill echo of 100 voices. Minds growing even louder. It torments your mind, and before you know it, you reach for your weapon.
The unworthy will be destroyed!
Slasher. You hear a clanging echo growing louder in the empty modules, like hundreds of clawed limbs striking bulkheads and grabbing onto bars. Whoever is advancing upon you, there are a lot of them. You have to run for your life before they trap you in this crammed Vox cabin. Make a dash for the Voxcaster and try to contact the ship. The Vox spits out a torrent of static, through which you nonetheless manage to catch fragments of words spoken by a voice not unlike that of your Voxmaster. Von Valence, command. Black. The signal is lost before you manage to say anything. Well, let's grab these goods then. It's time to fight. And there is this, the Righteous Anger. 10 rate of fire, 4 to 7 damage, solid projectile weapon. Alright, my friends, and this punk here, what did he drop? Anything of use? This. The book contains the blasphemous tenets of the cult of the Nourishers of the Afflicted. It speaks of the insatiable Emperor Progenitor and his impending coming that will bestow miraculous unity upon all of the faithful. Yeah.
How fascinating.
All of the faithful. And there it is.
Your kind has no right to
So,
exist.
these things run away when you drop their health at about 50%, and he's going to spawn a couple of backups. He's very accurate in melee, so you do not want to get hit by him. You basically want to kill him as quickly as possible. So let's move our group here. You can move there. Yurliet, you're right there, but that's not a useful place for you to be. So let's put you right here. I think you'll be able to see from there. Jai Hedari, yes, you're gonna be back here. Cabela. And then I'm gonna try to be kind of back here. Alright, let's go. Pagos, my friend. Oh, we've got to get you all set up here, don't we? Okay. Let's do this. What is this? This is your zone of fear. Okay, and this is your free one, which is what? Stronghold stratagem. For 1 round, allies in the area gain 7% armor, cannot be overpenetrated, gain immunity to the prone effect, and gain +2 deflection against area attacks. Additionally, they do not suffer injuries for receiving damage. So that's really, really awesome. This thing is probably going to want to run right up on me. So if we do it like this, that would be great. I almost probably should. Can it get through this spot? I don't think it can get through there. It's 4 squares. So we're going to do that. Put this stronghold stratagem down here. We're going to give our back line of shooters. I can't get both of you. That's too bad. Okay, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I'm going to put this here and she might move into this zone. And then a little protection right here.
Purpose guides me.
Because that offers them all allies in the back lane gain cover efficiency, dodge, and dodge reduction. It's not a big deal, but you might as well lay it down. All right, let's do the zapping. This is what we need. Lidless stare. That's got to be moved up. That's the big one. All right, and then what's this? Warp curse unleashed. All incoming warp damage is increased. That's what we want. Put that on him.
I will triumph.
Okay. And then what is this? Minus 26 penalty there. I'm not going to get 2 shots of lidless stare, so I might as well do this. Now let's hope we can stun him with this.
Purpose guides me.
We could not. Okay. Well, Pagos, good job. Just going to run up there and slash you.
Pathetic.
Which is not good. Okay, in that case, I'm going to move you right there. You're technically against cover, so we can put that on you. Do this. He's now a bounty.
If it serves your cause.
Put that on him. Now, what is this? This is going to give me plus 10 more damage.
This tedium is beneath me.
All right. I could do a Deadeye shot. Or I can flip to the other gun. Because then I can get 2 shots. Because claim the bounty is going to be 1. Yeah, so let's do this. Single shot.
I am not your senile pet monkey.
Oh my god, how did you miss at 95%? Well, it's Colors
I
Fade game.
understand your intent. No weakness is hidden from my sight.
Alright, my friend. Switch your gun back. Alright, it's trailed. Gain an extra turn. Bounty Hunter gains an extra turn after that ally's turn if an ally kills the trailed enemy. Need that. Alright, Cabela. Yeah, you can do a lot here, can't you? Okay. It's just a question of what do we want to do. Let's go for the big 2-handed sword. Let's go right up here. Actually, before we do that, let's do this. Reckless Abandon.
I shall not fail.
And then you did hit my friend, so I'm going to Oath of Vengeance on Pagos. And then I'm going to wander right over here.
Death comes in silence.
And hope for critical hits. What else can I do here? Blood Oath. Oath of Vengeance. And this one, Raining Blood. Let's do this. Raining Blood. We're going to take a normal swing on this guy. There we go. Now we're going to do this.
The shadows will see it done. My blade whispers your name.
Okay. And now we get to jump 1 time. We jump right there. We could block him from getting away. He's going to attack. We're going to have to kill him on this turn. We might be able to. And you parried and missed. Okay. Alright. Jai Hidari. Well, what do we want to do here? Okay. Massive. Oh, yeah. The problem with her being here is it can't use. Pagos can't use the stair, but not that it's a big deal. It's going to have a much harder time moving him around. That's what I should have thought about. I was thinking block in and kill him, but I don't know that that's going to work. We're going to add extra damage. to me.
Tell me, and it is done.
I'm gonna get like, what is it? +1 resolve for every 5 stacks. You're gonna get 1 resolve off of this.
You've got a problem, I've got a price.
Yep. All right. Give him the half turn then. It's gonna cost him 2 to run up there and hit this thing. That helped though. Okay, Giant Hidari. So now it's back here for me. I can buff myself.
I'll see to it personally.
I am gonna put this on her.
Who if not me?
Now the question is what I want to do here. I need to add defense to myself. I should just swing twice. If I do this, yeah, it's going to remove that ability. Okay. Ancient Force Sword. If I just swing at this guy twice, I'll get both of these attacks.
I'll see to it.
Okay, there comes the next one. There should be a total of 3 of these things. So what happened? This one died. Okay, that's great. He's gonna run over here in this direction. What's this by me? And perception. Let's see. Instantly increases movement points by 6 and grants 2 charges of slash ability. And it reduces those skills until the start of the user's next turn. I don't mind that. The slash ability might come in useful. I'll hang on to it. Let's just wait here. Let's do...
On it.
Let's do that. Yurliet. Oh. Okay, this thing is way back here. You can get cover here.
Just designate a target.
Because you get this extra turn because we killed that guy. And all you can do is either take a shot or set up for a shot. Let's take a shot. Don't miss it 95%, will you? Oh my god. It's not showing me the thing. Uses silence of shale, single shot, and miss, but it's not showing me that. Hellcat, why do you guys suck so bad? Okay, Pascal. You can't hit it from there, can you? Oh, you can? It says you can. Okay, go ahead.
The dread of his faithful.
All right, see if you could put a yep.
Quest approved.
Do
My
this.
vow is to serve.
Bounty him.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
You get an extra 8 damage from Call the Bold. Try to zap him.
Running binary combat is an equation.
That was
Life
a
is
nice
negligible
shot.
variable.
That was a nice shot. Do I want to take a shot here or do I want to throw a firebomb at him? Let's take a shot.
Request approved.
Okay. Somebody kills him, you get a turn. Bagos, my friend. You got 4 people are gonna get to go before this thing gets to attack. So can we do 1, 2, 3, 4?
One step closer.
Oh, it didn't work. He's partially on this.
Purpose guides me.
There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, I can hit him twice with this. But I think I'd rather do this. All other incoming damage is increased by 14%. I think that's more important. Oh, and he ran. Okay. Well then, my friend, let's do this.
Ruin beckons.
Grunt it out, Pages.
High momentum.
She can do a bunch of damage to this guy. Because he's going to keep running if he gets hit. So, first things first,
If it
this.
serves your cause.
Yeah. I feel like I have to increase her hit chance because she sucks so bad at this. Alright, give me extra
If I
perception.
must.
Shoot this thing. What's the other gun? Deadeye shots. Whenever the wielder scores a critical hit with a single attack, they gain an extra attack. That's what we're hoping for. Crit him.
If it serves your cause.
You did not crit him. Okay. In that case, we're going to take this shot.
I understand your intent. Ancestors, guide me.
Okay.
I am not your Xenos pet, monkey.
Alright. You can come up here and do a lot of potential damage to this guy. She got her hit points back, so. The question is, what's his dodge like? 65%? Okay, I don't feel too bad about that.
Trust
Let's do
me.
this. Temporary points.
I feel nothing. Fear nothing.
Nail it. That's pretty good. Can you just slice him? Okay, there's the other one.
Pleasure.
There's the third one. Sure, jump right here.
Dance of blades and shadows.
Just be done. Let's see. Yurliet, you gotta set up somewhere. We don't know which way this thing's gonna come. If he's gonna run down here or run down here. I'm just gonna leave her and let this thing run. Oh no, Pascal's gotta run out here too. Okay.
Activate
Run,
calculate
Pascal.
Fury algorithm.
Now he's coming this way. Okay. Cool. Jahedari.
Watch my back.
Through the blood she goes. Give my guy here a chance to run up here. Alright, I like that. Who's gonna go next? Me? Alright, give him more damage. Give him more resolve. Give somebody voice of command.
Don't
Pascal
get too
can have it.
cocky.
Strong point. Temporary wounds. Give them
I
to
can
me.
do that with the right incentive.
Okay, Buffy Buffer. There we go. Alright, he's all the way up here. When I attack him, he's going to run. That's going to be the problem. So here's what I'm thinking. I need to buff myself with this.
I'll see to it personally.
Let's torch him. Okay. You're not gonna
Who, if not me?
be able to stop being torched, and we're gonna make you weaker.
It's as good as done.
And we're gonna give you some more strength. We're good. Pascal, do you want to come up here and try to shoot this guy?
Advancing.
Give him an exploit. He's going to run off in that direction. Right here in a second. So, pop him good. Dismantling attack. No, I'm not concerned about that. I think just overcharge. Overheats the plasma weapon for 2 turns. You're probably not going to get to shoot him again anytime soon. Okay. Oh, he has decided to stay right there. Wow, okay.
Running binary override.
Alright. Now he's decided to run. Okay. Juliet.
I move swiftly to strike.
We want this guy to come back. Jaya Hidari, get down here. I mean, he's got 216 points. Okay, maybe we can kill him ourselves. We may be able to do this.
I'll make it happen.
Let's go run up on him.
I'll see to it personally. The best defense is a good
And then
offense.
pull this off. And then poke him right here. There we go. God, you gotta love that one. It's so very good at destroying things. Okay. I wish we had a melt-a-charge.
I always have a backup plan.
Athletics.
I always get the job done.
Got a bunch of stuff in here. Just open this door. To open it, but we'll cycle around this place. That's the way out. This is the way we came in. Is there anything left? There's something over here. There's a guy right here. He's got this book, Unknown Captain's Diary. A thick diary filled with entries written in neat, precise handwriting. Its author was documenting the events of this life with a thoroughness bordering on obsession. After browsing through its pages, the following entries catch your attention. Exodus, Watch 1. Never thought this day would come. I'm addressed as Master Captain once more. How many times did I swear never to venture into the void again during those 2 tearing years I spent among the mangled ruins of the unheralded Reckoning's Bridge? Unfortunately, life in a gravity well didn't bring me peace. That's so this was funny. I'm just going to diverge here for a little bit. Some of you who watch the channel know that I'm trying to be a writer. I'm an aspiring writer. That's the term. I've written 2 books now. I'm still trying to find an agent and get published, and I still have requests for the materials out with the agents, so that's a good sign. I still have agents with the full manuscript on their computer somewhere. So that's always a good sign. But anyway, one of the books I wrote was a science fiction book, and I used the term gravity well because it's a very common science fiction term. And when you're trying to determine if your book is any good or not, one of the first things you do is send it to critique partners, which are other writers who also are trying to make it a career. And generally what you want to do is find people who are about at your skill level and your experience level. And so I sent the manuscript to a few people. I have some pretty good critique partners who give me some really, really valuable feedback that really helps. But one critique partner came back and said, I don't know what this means. Now, I don't know why you'd leave that comment on a manuscript because, first of all, Google is free. And whenever I run across a term that I don't know what it is, the first thing I do is go to Google to figure out, is it a term that's real that I just don't know? Or is it something that the author made up for their story? Which, for instance, I was swapping manuscript work with a really, really talented writer friend of mine who I hope gets published someday as well. We're kind of rooting for each other. He sent me a really neat fantasy story, and in the first paragraph, he had a word called delat, D-E-L-A-T, I think is what it was. And I was like, what the hell is delat? So I'm out there Googling it, trying to find it, and I can't find it. It doesn't exist. And as I read further into the manuscript, I realize that delat is his word for the magic in this world. I was like, oh, that's cool. And I just sent him a comment that was like, I had to look this up. I Googled it. I found that it wasn't a real real word. And as I read further in the manuscript, I understand what you're doing with it. You just might want to approach this slightly differently because it's a brand new word to the reader, and it wasn't italicized or emphasized in any way to make you think this is new. This is something I've never seen before. But I thought that was really interesting the way he did it. But this person sends back, she's like, I don't know what a gravity well is. That doesn't seem like a real thing. Are you? And I think her comments went along the lines of, you might want to change this. And I'm like, you don't read science fiction, do you? So that's one of the things that people don't understand as a writer is when you're passing out your work to other critique partners and then later on beta readers is you don't have to just blanket accept all the feedback that you get. And in fact, you shouldn't. You really should take the time to go through every single comment and decide, is this worth addressing? Is it worth incorporating into my work? Or is this just nonsense? And then in case of someone saying, I don't know what gravity well means, and you might want to use a different term in a science fiction book where the term is quite widely used in the genre, that's feedback that you just disregard. Anyway, I thought that was funny because it's used right here. Reverend Hieronymus promised me that performing a selfless feat of devotion would bring me serenity. Maybe he's right. But I'm still writing in this journal during the long nights to keep my sanity, just like I did for 2 years there and 7 tearing years after here. We'll see if I'll be able to live without the somewhere that is our Wasteland Wayfarer's destination. Exodus, watch 237. 237, okay. The crew has reported hearing strange noises from the ventilation shafts for a 3rd time. Alas, I'm charged with pilgrims, not seasoned voidsmen. The venture scares them, and they've already managed to make up their share of absurd ghost stories. I asked Reverend Gravik to calm them down. He's the official head of the pilgrimage, so they ought to listen to him. Exodus, watch 240. The vent inspection is finished. Just as expected, there was nothing to worry about, just some torn tubing striking the hull. However, Captain Dallas has gone missing. Exodus, watch 393. Reverend Hieronymus was wrong. Faith does not bring me peace. I prefer not to take any sides in the theological dispute that has broken out aboard our vessel, ignoring the debates altogether. I let Reverend Gravik handle it. I'm slightly concerned about this schism. I'm only pausing for dramatic effect because that's probably my favorite Tool song. But as long as both groups are peaceful and agree to follow my orders, they can bicker and shout all they want. Exodus, watch 810. Wow, we jumped ahead. The great day has arrived. The Wasteland Wayfarer has successfully landed on the planet's surface. I wonder if it'll ever leave it. A settlement is already being built down the hill. Its official colony designation is A3649 Menoris, but Reverend Gravik said he's going to name it Jesavon. When we first stepped onto the surface, Reverend Gravik's congregation and the nourishers used different airlocks to leave the vessel. Seems like they've ceased any and all communication. Exodus, watch 212. Today, the last pilgrims left the Wayfarer for Jesavon. I'm alone once again. They invited me to go with them, but I made up an excuse about needing to keep watch at the reactor since my ship is still used for powering the settlement. Truth be told, I just didn't want to go with them. They say less than 1,000 pilgrims are still loyal to Gravik. The services at the main temple are performed by the nourishers, and the St. Drusus statue is cut only up to its knees. I can't understand their beliefs, but I don't think they will help me more than Reverend Hieronymus' faith. Watch 1287. I was awoken in the night by a dozen pilgrims from Jesavon. They were armed and scared and said the nourishers had arrested Reverend Gravik. They were bewildered and didn't know what to do, wanting me to act. So act I did. Since Reverend Gravik is the official head of the pilgrimage, I deemed this an incident of civil unrest. I cut power to Jesavon and demanded Reverend Gravik's release via Voxcom. We're holding the line. 3 days later, the nourishers have come to us. Gravik was with them. He was calm and said that the conflict had been resolved. He took the confused pilgrims and their guns with him, and I restored power to the settlement. I have no idea what's going on. Peace. The watch is of no consequence. Today I received the brotherly kiss, and now I believe. I can clearly see the spiral path among the stars set for us by the Emperor Progenitor. Now I can hear my brothers and sisters. I'm finally alone. No more. Well, my friend, that's unfortunate. So, yeah, this is locked away, and we really don't have a melta charge? How do we not have a melta charge? Oh my goodness. Okay,
Keep your wits
well,
about you.
we don't have one. Weird. And there's like little stuff over little boxes, but we don't have one. Okay. Weird, that's the first time I've been there and not been able to have a melta charge, so. I assume there's something there, but there we go. Well then, that's Jesavon. Not much left to do in the system, and then we'll cut out this episode and move on to the next one. There's just this little bit. There's plasteel here. We have a bunch, so I'm not too worried about that. There's one more little storybook thing going on in this system. There's plasteel there, and right here. Looks like a nice little continental world. A small planet, gently wrapped in amber forest, greets you with a ruby-colored dawn. Basil von dem Klirch, the local governor, gives the rogue trader a warm welcome. After several glasses of Demesne, the sweltering ruler asks if Holt von Valencius would like to keep him company during the upcoming hunt. Sure. After several hours of riding the local peculiar animals, you make camp in the middle of a golden forest. Basil von der Klirch points at the sky. A flat disc rises over the horizon, constantly morphing its color and shape. The forest grows silent and empty. You can no longer hear the singing of birds or even the rustle of wind. The governor nods with satisfaction, and a few shapes step into the clearing. Their bodies are twisted by an unknown phenomenon, and you watch the freaks with astonishment as they begin to dance to the throaty cackling of their brethren, turning the bony growths and pulsating flesh of their scaly hands toward the unnatural thing in the sky. I see. Order your men to eliminate the mutants. Having armed themselves with flamers and chain swords, your party cleared out several acres of nearby forest. The scouts report destroying several villages inhabited by heretical entities. Basil von dem Klirch excitedly explains that the creatures you saw are the children of the great king of distortion. It is he who is the true god and patron of these fertile grounds. Once every cycle, his chariot shines its light upon the world and bestows transformations upon his most ardent followers. The rogue trader may become one of his heralds. Well, there are some funny choices here. Express the desire to become the herald of the king of distortion. The governor practically shrieks with delight, and more eyes open on his hands and neck to give you a closer look. You must speak in the god and chariot himself and surrender to him whatever you value most in your life. Order that the crew chart a course to the anomaly known as the king of distortion. The senior officers observe suspicious activity emanating from the twisted celestial body at the heart of the system. The chaplain advises you to get ready for a potential encounter with the spawn of the archenemy, so it may be wise to reconsider unless you have holy relics, sacred wards, or blessed effigies of the Emperor. A flame with a plethora of colors, the distorted celestial disk trembles slightly beyond the endless windows on the captain's bridge as the rogue trader ship approaches its center. An otherworldly voice, cold and enveloping, enters your mind. What could this puny wretch possibly offer a king? The officers on the bridge look around, perplexed. Their eyes are full of terror and confusion. Many clutch their heads and let out long howls of pain. Some empty their stomachs. But most, pale and exhausted though they are, have joined the Lord Captain in resisting the entity's influence. Command the entity to release the mind of the Amber Worlders from its grip. The king's mocking laughter rings in your ears, and a deep red trickle runs slowly from your nose and over your lips, leaving an aftertaste of salt and metal. Order a ship-wide 1,000-voice prayer service over holy relics for the protection of Amber World, the Imperium, and your own souls. And we pick up holy gifts. Deafening gong strikes are heard across hundreds of decks. Your eyes are misted with red, and your gums bleed as your subjects fall to their knees, all at once, in a shared prayer to the God Emperor. The holy relics from the ship's temples melt from the ardor of your speech, and the entity screams and writhes inside your brain, struggling to break out. Many drop dead during the first minutes of the prayer, unable to resist the corruption. However, others immediately take their place, unfazed by the sight of their fellows turning to dust in seconds. Then a nauseating stench engulfs the ship's decks like a wave, causing people to retch forth their innards. Finally, every deck is plunged into darkness. Ghosts of the past walk among the living, stealing breath from those weak of spirit, and still the prayer is not extinguished. It's hard to tell if the prayer service has lasted several hours or several days. At some point, you feel your very essence overflow with heat and power, and then the intruding will falters. The distorted disc vanishes from the void ship's augers as if it had never been there, and at long last everything is quiet. As everyone slowly recovers from what just happened, reports begin to come in to the captain's bridge. You've lost a third of your crew in the unequal fight. The fortunate survivors are going to take quite some time to come around. All hail the rogue trader. The golden forests of Amber World look enchanting even from orbit. Proclaim yourself the sovereign of Amber World. And we get an extracted. From the moment the world belonged to the rogue trader alone, your people eradicated the settlements housing an unclean followers of the profane cult. The corruption instilled by the King of Distortion loosened its grip, and the estates of Amber World can breathe a sigh of relief thanks to the efforts of their new ruler. Yet malicious servants of the archenemy still lurk in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to wrap the planet in a web of heresy. Evil does not simply disappear without a trace. Demand tribute. And you get provisions. Relieved to be free from the archenemy's yoke, the planet subjects gratefully send you their humble gifts. Alright, so that's it. And then, planetoid, continental world, blah, 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 we're done. So, we're done with that little bit. Folks, we're going to continue on the next episode. We have to go over and visit Last Chance of Cyrene and Lapidus Mortis. So we'll do that next time. As always, you know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave your questions and comments down below. I'll see you next time, and until then, happy gaming, everyone.